Please close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Imagine that you were floating in a darkness that knows no end. How do you feel? Now, describe the word justice without using any language. Can you give it a shape? What color is it? What do you see in your mind? How does the shape look? Now, open your eyes. Open your eyes. It was mysterious, wasn't it? Wasn't it a bit uncomfortable to think without language? Well, I have kind of get used to it. 3 years ago, as I had plenty of free time, I lied on my bed idly, doing this experiment alone out of boredom. I had heard from somewhere that we think in language, and I was just wondering if I could break this claim. At that time, if someone asked me, "What do you do in your free time?" I'd say, "I like to think. I'm a thinker." What do you like to think about? Well, I am thinking without language. If you want to know it, you know what I mean. What did you mean? What did I mean? Well, it may sound a bit bizarre and crazy, but yeah, it really was my hobby. Well, I call this an explorer game, for it makes me feel like an explorer exploring my mind cave. In the darkness of my own thoughts, I see only mental shapes floating around in my head. I see justice, I see fairness, I see equality, but it wasn't vivid until I used a language. However, the most exciting thing is the outcome. I think in Thai, in English, in German separately, and then all together, and this is how my mind literally becomes. So it becomes like this. Well, let's think of CYMK printing process, where each color will be added to the picture separately. Suppose Thai exists in yellow, German exists in blue, and English exists in magenta. Let's say that black is our fundamental thoughts we all share together, so there are black included in all shades. Let's have a look at the process again. It was first yellow added with blue so it looks green, and then added with magenta. To say, it really looks like being able to describe a word from the perspectives from any language, like from the perspectives of English, perspective of Thai, and perspective of German. So my mind becomes more precise, and the picture becomes more clear. And I hence come to a conclusion that if languages exist in shades, then what's in each language can exist in different colors too. Well, have a look at this. This is how my palettes of thoughts look. Each language means a set of color. What's in each language exists in many different shades. Why is that? Well, how do you translate the word passion from English to Thai? Or how do you translate the word lust from German to English and keep the same meaning? In German, to have a lust means to be in the mood for something. You can be in the mood for anything. For example, you can be in the mood to go for a walk, to go to cinema, to go to see your friend, to eat, to drink, whatever you want. But in English, lust means, have a look, sexual desire. So, since the meaning of these words are so different, then how can they have the same color? So, to put this in perspective, let me show you one another example. Okay, I love writing in my free time, for writing makes me feel เพลิดเพลิน and vergnügt. Writing makes me feel fulfilled. To come up with a cool analogy I have spent 3 days and nights thinking about makes me feel thrilled. If words are so powerful, so as to make people feel ซาบซึ้ง then I should be able to use words to lighten people's day up too. Lighten sharply, passionately. I love to write. I love to tell people stories. I love to share stories. Well, I would like to show all the people that, wow, life's not that bad. Life is, in fact, ecstatic. Well, isn't it nice to have more words to express yourself? Isn't it great to have alternatives in the way you communicate? Well, the meaning of these words cannot easily be translated into each other's languages, so I put them on a spectrum to show you the range of my thoughts on the concept of happiness. Well, if I knew only one language, my spectrum would look like this. Have a look. So, you have more words to pen your mind. You have more shades to describe particular thoughts or feelings. And this can consequently make you be more precise on what you are thinking about. And since learning languages requires me to constantly compare languages with each other's, I become better at my own native language too. Why is that? Well, when I learn English or German, sometimes I discover words that when it translated into Thai, then I feel like, oh, I haven't seen this word before. So the Thai word that I learned from the translation was also the new things to me. Okay. At one autumn day, I was walking down a small little avenue in Berlin with my host mom and also with our handful of groceries. Bin ich herrisch? I asked her. I was just curious, worrying that maybe myself could bother her since I have been called a bossy child since I was young. I have been called a bossy child ever since I could remember. What I want, I must get. I'm determined and serious, expecting everything to go my own way. Nein, du bist nicht herrisch, du weißt nur, was du willst. Und das ist ja okay. What? Are you seriously kidding me? Why am I not bossy? Was she seriously kidding me? However, when I think about it again, it was the matter of language and culture. Well, in English and German, there's both bossy and strong-willed, or assertive. Herrisch und man weiß, was man will exist in this concept, with both positive and negative meaning. But in Thai, there's only word เอาแต่ใจตัวเอง or bossy exist in this concept. We don't have any positive word for it. Yeah, we really don't have it. So, however, the closest positive word for being assertive in Thai can literally be translated into English as self-confident or being selbstbewusst in German. So I'm confused. Or selbstbewusst in German. Well, but when we mean that someone is confident in Thai, it often leaves a slight negative impression. For instance, stubbornness or high maintenance, although being confident is seen as positive ideal in Western culture. Yeah, so positive ideal. Everybody want to raise their hands up and want to answer in the class, something like this. So I'm confused. Am I a different person in the eyes of people from different cultures? Is being assertive and bossy interchangeable depending on where I am and who I'm with? However, the thing is, we Asians are less assertive than our Western counterparts. We see ourselves as a part of a group. We take pride in being part of organization. We tend to conform. We don't want to stand out. So being assertive to show what we truly want as an individual is not really part of our culture. Instead, we have the concept of เกรงใจ in Thai language. This word is really opposite to being bossy. But however, it doesn't exist in English or German, although being เกรงใจ is really common in Thai people's everyday life. So, however, เกรงใจ is the feeling when you don't want to burden other people with your own needs or desire. For example, when you were visiting someone's house and were offered with choices of drinks, in Asia, as a manner, we should say, whatever's fine, give me what you want, although you were secretly wishing for that cola. I know it. I wanted cola too. Well, this is not a lie. In Asia, as a kid, you would always be told to keep เกรงใจ to show politeness. However, when I was in Germany, it all reversed. The culture itself forced me to make all the choices by myself. In Germany, if I say egal, which means whatever's fine, you don't want to do that. Don't ever do it because it means that you are so lazy, so laid back, even to decide for yourself. Nein, egal gibt's nicht. Sag mal, was du willst. I heard this phrase over and over again during the first month that I was in Germany. And my reaction was, okay, I choose. Well, I had instinctively answered, whatever's fine, give me what you want for almost 16 years of life. So it was a huge challenge to change my habit. And when I'm back in Thailand, I have got a reverse culture shock. I somehow couldn't understand the context of my own culture again. It was hard for me in the beginning when I landed in Thailand. And yeah, up until now, I'm still working on it. It's getting better every day, and I promise it is. So, through a journey of language, I discovered that I might not actually be bossy like what they've said. I might just be another assertive, ambitious young woman. I don't care anymore if people call me crazy, bossy, weirdo, a nerd, or whatever, because I might not be what they've said. Things depend on through what shades people see me, and my job is to find the right way to behave according to where I am and who I'm with. What shades do Thai and German people have in mind? How do I communicate so that people from different cultures can see the same color? Within palettes of thoughts, I feel myself enormous. My mind expands as I acquire more concept. I become more sensitive so as to understand people's emotion. It changes me. It changes me in the way that I cannot be the same person again. It is actually like gaining experience, and you can't delete what you have gone through. And I can no longer fit my mind into that monolingual box. What would it be like? What would it be like if we live in a world without language boundary, where all people of all nations spoke the same language? In the reality, we all can help create that world. Not by everyone speaking the same language, but by people speaking many languages, trying to understand each other's cultures. It's less than our misunderstanding. It's less than war and save innocent lives. It creates tolerance among us all. And most of all, will we all be able to get across our ideas far more easily and change things? Do you know many languages? changes me. Learning languages continually changes me. And learning languages can change us all, you all, for the better. And that was my ideas worth spreading. Thank you.